that's for the planning committee's use when they're looking at all the projects, so they can take into account whatever they want, which I would think a project that has been, is that much further along, would probably be.
So for example,
much
we're
better.
gonna be voting on the UPWP and it lists like 30 different projects that we're gonna be studying. What is the next step after those studies are complete? Who is taking charge to keep track of everything that was studied and recommended for moving forward? Has it moved forward, or has it been studied and the study is put on the shelf?
That's what you just said.
Yeah, no, staff will make a recommendation to the council, the projects that we'll be moving forward with. And then in addition to what's in, we currently have 900,000 in federal funding that's allocated to the Cooperative Community Transportation Planning line in the Unified Planning Work Program. And there is an opportunity there for a call for projects. So if there's additional, the thing with the UPWP, just a reminder, is we can use it for planning, so the conceptual planning, but we can't use it for detailed design or engineering. So, but
is there, for example, a spreadsheet in your office that says these projects were already studied and recommended to proceed, but it's still not proceeded? Is there such a list that we could review here once a year? Okay, over the last 5 years, we studied these 50 items. All 50 items or 40 items were recommended for implementation. What's the status of those 40 items?
I don't know that we have a comprehensive list, so that's something we'd have to work on that. Yeah.
So many projects are studied and then fall in the sideline just because administrations change or funding is not available or other things. We should have some sort of data sheet that we could follow. Okay, we spent so much money on studying these 40 items, 25 took off, 15 are still in the queue.
I think on the current UPWP, the projects that are listed, this would all be under long-range transportation project level. There's eight of them, 6, 8, not really any of them things. I'm not sure any of them have started.
So for example, on the Larkin Drive West, if not for me drumming the drum on the issue, that would be forgotten.
Well, I think it's also what Alan was saying, his preference, personally mine too, is when we do these types of studies, as part of the recommendations, we identify like who's gonna carry the ball forward.
So for example, the Larkin Drive project, it had an 80% funding on the tip, and the 20% was made up between the 5 municipalities that are going to be affected. Town of Monroe, Village of Monroe, Village of Courage Joel, Blooming Grove, each had a part of the 20%. But that was only for the engineering work, for the environmental work, for the right-of-way work. After that, when the county DPW took the initiatives to submit the Tiger grant, they only had a limited role, which is applying for the Tiger. Tiger didn't materialize. So now, for example, if we want to come in with a project on your new call for project, should it be a call for project by the 5 municipalities applying for it, or one on behalf of the 5?
I think that needs to be discussed among that group. And
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to decide if it's DOT or I don't know who, but yeah.
Yeah, Gedalia, the other thing I'm thinking about with that particular project too, we, as time goes on, we're now in the middle of DOT leading a study and a DEIS for the Route 17 corridor. So in which they're reevaluating all those interchanges along 17.
But that does not account for the entire of the Larkin Drive West, only of a small portion.
Small portion.
Only between 208 and Forest Road Bridge. It does not account for between Forest Road Bridge and the 105 County Route 105.
I see. Okay.
And even that is years away. And it's still in a big doubt. I think they paused the environmental review of that project for at least 6 months.
Yes.
That pause is going to go on for at least another few months now. And
Yeah.
we don't know what's going to be afterwards. So
That's true.
having a project that was already important and studied and decided as valid and needed in like 10 years ago having it hooked up to $1 billion project now, we're waiting for another 10 years. That's a long wait.
I understand that. Your points are well taken. I'll circle back with our team and we'll at least I think we could start with a shorter list of those projects that are on a recent time horizon. And there may be other projects that have dropped off for valid reasons. But we'll take a look at that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Going to move on. Our next OCTC meeting dates I'm going to provide those for reference. Unless otherwise noted, next 3 meetings will be here, 1 to 3 p.m. This is classroom number 4. The April and June meeting dates and possibly locations may need to be revised to accommodate the air quality conformity process. We'll let you know well in advance of that. So the tentative dates right now are April 16th, June 11th, and April 13th. August. Did I say April?
August.
Thank you. August 13th. Thank you, Raina.
One other question.
Yeah.
This tip modification that you presented earlier.
Yeah.
Since there's not going to be a March meeting, it's going to be April. Does it really need to wait for April for any procedural reason, or it could be voted on today? I know you didn't draft the resolution. We could vote on it and draft the resolution afterwards.
They're all new projects, so it's at least 14. I don't think none of them would have air quality non-exempt, I don't believe. So it's got a 14-day public comment period after introduction to the plan. Anyways.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the members? If not, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, John, Jacob. 5-minute break and we'll reconvene for policy board. Thank you. Policy board will go much quicker, hopefully.
Yes.
Thank you for everyone bearing with us online.
Thank you.
That's all.